Welcome back to the gaming series for Pippa Funnell Golden Stirrup Challenge. We are back for part 2 of week 2. I just wanted to correct myself from the earlier video. For some reason, I tried it when they introduced the Foals Needs task and everything, but I couldn't access my notebook, and I recently just realized I needed to hit the N key harder to get the notebook to open. So you can reference back your notes. So when you're in the library, document and notate everything you read, because you can access that notebook during the Foals Needs event.
So, Miguel, ready to chat?
Yeah, why not? Chat.
I don't know. Maybe we could talk about Russian geography. That could be kind of fun.
I don't know. I'm not much good at rushing anything.
Miguel, I was joking. I want to find out more about you, that's all.
Oh, right. Yeah, nice idea.
Like, how come you wound up at this academy?
Well, it might take some time.
Well, that's good, because this is free time. And free time means time is free.
Yeah, but I don't feel comfortable talking about myself.
You're doing well so far. Please, carry on.
I come from Canada, near Vancouver to be precise.
Well, that's odd, because your Christian name...
Yeah, my Christian name sounds kind of Spanish, even if it means nothing these days. But yeah, you're spot on. My father's Spanish. He was a vet in Barcelona. He fell out with a businessman who stripped him of half his fortune. So he left the country to open a practice in Canada. I have no memory of Barcelona. I was too young at the time.
Your dad was a vet? Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, my dad was a good man at the time, and I grew up surrounded by animals. His practice dealt with all sorts. Dogs and snakes, spiders and apes.
I love snakes. They might look scary, but they fascinate me. You didn't feel like doing like your dad and becoming a vet?
To tell you the truth, I'm not very good at science. It's too concrete and down to earth for me. Poetry and writing, that's what I like.
So how come you came to ride horses?
It came fairly late. Something bad happened, but I don't feel ready to share it just yet.
Guess I'll come back some other time. See you later. So, ready to tell me about university life?
Of course. As I said, when I was at university, I would organise club nights. I'd contact bands, sort out venues and join students. It helped make me extra pocket money, and I was happy. Then one day, I managed to convince MC Mellon himself to host an evening. I was so proud, I can tell you. My own favourite singer hosting a party I myself was organising. The night started like a dream, and there was a great buzz. MC Mellon even congratulated me for pulling such a crowd. But all good things come to an end, and the night soon turned into a nightmare.
What do you mean? What happened during the party?
Come back and see me if you want to hear the rest.
You know how to keep a girl hanging on. The day of our second competition grew closer. This time, we decided to behave like real competitors. No shopping, no card games, no violin, no garlands, no radio, no internet. Everyone was totally focused on training, on physical and mental training. I personally wanted to make sure my theory was up to scratch. Not even a bomb could have upset my focus. Unless that bomb was a young man.
Hey, listen to this, you'll never believe it. We listened to you a lot already, you're putting us off.
No, seriously, I've just been sent a weird mail. Someone wants to meet me in the chapel.
No way.
What for?
Take the path to the chapel and find my fire inside.
You mean the chapel's on fire?
Yep, and I know someone who's going to put it out.
Know what? I think I'll go. It's probably one of those sultry Frenchmen from the Pinewood Academy who turned up this morning. A Frenchman set fire to the chapel? Whatever for? Right, girls, I'm going to see what this is all about.
Let us know.
You're mad! Don't go! What should we do, Aurelie? We must call for help.
I think she'll get along just fine.
judgment. Beneath the floral arch, you'll find my image of you. Follow the white flowers. What arch is he talking about?
So the white flowers are like right in front of us. They're very hard to see. They're very pixelated, almost holographic, and they do lead to the floral arch. So when we were walking around on our very first walk during week 1 and we went through all of the footpaths and all of the side paths, we found the arch up on the hill that has the floral arrangement hanging off of it. So that's where we're headed to, but if you don't remember where that is, that's the whole point of the little white flowers in the grass. I didn't even notice them for the longest time when I first played, and I end up taking a different route here. The flowers would have you go straight, but I'm going to take left because they all go the same place, and eventually all the white flowers will start showing up here again. So basically, just know where your flower arch is.
It's a postcard of a work of art. Oh, it's magnificent. There's a message on the back. The cliff at the end of the path conceals a message. Are your eyes eager enough to read it?
When you're fully zoomed in on the rock and you can't zoom in more, do yourself a favor and just hit the space bar and snap a photo of that so that you can keep it for your inventory. If you wander around aimlessly enough like I did for 10 minutes, you will eventually find what you're supposed to be looking for. Also, the steps are not running steps like what I'm doing right now, like an idiot. It's just the normal walking steps, though I did try that and I couldn't find it either, so here's me just wandering around until I find it. I know the general vicinity of where it needs to be at. Hint, it's not behind the trees, it's in front of the trees. So you just kind of walk around until the little pink hand signal thing comes up, and then you know that you're where you need to be to pick it up like that.
It's beautiful. Who could have given me such a gift? It's crazy. Feel like showing your face? Anybody there? I've come for the rest of your story. Story? What story? You were telling me about an event that changed your life.
Oh, yes. One evening, Dada came home really late. I was already in bed, but I couldn't get to sleep. I heard my mother raising her voice. I sneaked out of my bedroom, to go and eavesdrop on their conversation. My dad announced to my mum that he had been assigned to a war-torn country. Imagine how shocked I was to find out my dad was a soldier and that his job was to kill people. I burst out of my hiding place and exploded in a fit of rage, shouting over and over, "You're a monster! I'm no daughter of yours!"
Hard words for a father to take.
True enough, my parents were even more terrified because I'd always been so calm. But it was all too much for me, and in a white rage, I locked myself in my bedroom. Through the door, I could hear my mother crying. Then, the front door to the house banged shut. My father had gone. Next day, my mother talked to me, and it was only then I realised my terrible mistake.
How so?
We'll talk about it some other time if you don't mind.
With pleasure.
Great! You came back to see me. I'll keep on with my extraordinary tale.
You mentioned the month after your birthday.
That's right. The mayor made an important announcement. He wanted to form a town band and asked anyone who could play an instrument to join. It was my big chance at last. People would finally listen to me play. I signed up immediately for the auditions and rehearsed every day. If my parents heard me in the July 14th parade, they'd maybe pay me more attention. "You won't believe your ears," I kept telling them. And they realized for once I'd stopped moping around and let me play, only too pleased to see me busy with something I loved. After 4 weeks of hard work, I was ready for the auditions. I went to the town hall and started playing a piece I knew off by heart in front of the jury, but soon they interrupted me. I asked them what was wrong. They said it had nothing to do with my playing and that I played very well. It was just, and they hadn't dared tell me earlier, that they didn't need violins in the band. They wanted a traditional brass ensemble with horns, flutes, and drums. I was shattered. I was so ashamed I hadn't been accepted. The jury tried to console me, of course. They told me my friends and their electric guitars hadn't been accepted either, but it made no difference to me. That evening I went for a walk in the country, unable to go home and tell my parents I had failed. It actually was the best thing to happen to me.
Hang on, I'm lost here. You said failure was the best thing to happen to you?
No, I was talking about what came after.
And what did come after?
Aha! I'll tell you that some other time, if you're good.
Why do I feel only 10 years old? couldn't wait to start the French Academy. We owed it to ourselves to live up to our first great performance. With hindsight, I wonder if I wasn't set on showing my secret admirer what I was capable of, seeing as he probably came from the Pinewood Academy. If I really impressed him, he might show his face.
We definitely redeemed ourselves in this competition compared to the last competition. So, you know, I knew it was a fluke. There was no way that 60 penalties in cross country was going to be me.
Friends, I have received a letter from the Beechwood Academy in Alsace. Our performances have impressed them. They'd like to compete with us at the next event.
It's too early to take on a team like theirs. Their means are colossal. They have a great champion to boot. People say she's deadly.
I heard they spent millions buying champion pedigree horses. I've heard rumours genetic research was involved. Frankly, Jade, I don't think it's a great idea.
They said they'd put up their B team.
In that case, it's feasible. But it still won't be easy.
It's an insult, Patrick. Just because we don't pack the financial clout, they don't think we're worthy of their A team. So I have accepted their invitation and laid down my conditions. If we beat the Bs, we take on the As a month later.
You should have consulted me, Jade. You're putting the whole academy in danger. If we lose, our sponsors will back out and we'll be forced to close. Buddy will be turning in his grave.
Birdie would have wanted us to show them that money isn't everything, that determination is just as big. Never say lose. Never. That's what Birdie would have said.
Anyway, Jade, we don't have the structure to host 2 teams in a season.
They won't be coming here. We'll be going there for the winter.
We left Italy and its warmth for the snow-clad charm of Alsace. It was the first time I'd left my country, and I felt quite homesick at times. I kept wondering if I'd pushed Jade too far to take up the challenge. The Beechwood Academy was renowned as the best, unbeaten to this day. Was she that confident in our abilities? I was afraid of disappointing her.
All right, we'll see you in week 3 in Alsace, France, my favorite 2 weeks of the entire game.